Hey everybody, Chris here, coming to show you some more yard sale and thrift store finds. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to try to get through it as fast as I can. But as you can see, there's a lot of stuff. I've literally reached like max capacity in this room. I definitely have to send things off to Amazon like today or tomorrow. But yeah, let's jump into it. I probably won't go over prices too much, but we'll see. So start over here, got a little collection of games, got a Henry, Solitaire Light, another Solitaire, Simon, Batman, Bicycle, Free Cell, I think I got another Solitaire thing over here. Didn't pay more than like $2 for each of these. I got this with a bunch of RPG books, these two things with a bunch of RPG books at a yard sale for I think $10. Everything else, yeah, a few bucks. Then get an Element MP3 player, paid like $4 for that. Hoping to get like 40 or 50. Get some CD players and cassette players and a radio. It's like $1 for that. The yard sale. Most of these came from thrift stores. Not more than like $3 or $4 for any of those. Got a couple original Nintendos. I'll show you the games I got with that. I paid $26 for those two and a Polaroid camera. I haven't tested those out yet, but even broken, I know I can get $20 each because I picked up another Nintendo with a big lot of stuff, and it didn't end up working. Top of that's a Wii. I think I paid $20 at a yard sale. Came with like a few games. It was a while ago. Top of that's a PlayStation 1. Again, came with a bunch of stuff. Top of that is a Super Nintendo, which I got with just like a spread of the stuff that's over here, like a bunch of those link cables, Game Boy games. This had a shed full of stuff. Nothing was like quite complete. Like I didn't get the power cord or an AV cable or controllers for that, but it came with a couple games. Yeah, I'll try and go over that when I get to the other stuff. On top of that, it's an N64. I paid 20, I think, or it might have been 15 or 20. I'll show you the game that came with later. Pretty good deal. On top of that, it's a little mouse. I think I might have got this with the Super Nintendo. That'll go for like $10-15. It's like the newer Logitech stuff doesn't go for as much. Back there, GameCube case, which had a GameCube in it, but that ended up being broken. That came with the Super Nintendo. Yeah, that lot was $20 for the Super Nintendo's GameCube. I got some Game Boy games, GameCube games, a bunch of other stuff. Over there, you can see a little dinosaur Power Ranger sword. I got that at Savers for I think like $3.99. That'll go for like $25-30. Over there, Lego Friends. I got 3 sets. Another one is over there. I guess I probably should have pulled it out, but yeah, Lego Friends. I think I paid like $8.99, $11.99, and $16.99 for 3 sets. The $16.99 set already sold for like 50 something bucks. This one, the other one will go for like 20 to 30. Under that, so I could have swore I filmed another thing and this was in it, but I don't think it was because I just edited the last video I had. But that's a sealed copy of Diplomacy, Avalon Hill. I think it's like the late 90s, early 2000 copy. Last time I had an open copy that sold for $100. I'm hoping somewhere between like 150 and 200 on that. It is blocked on Amazon now though, so I'm not really sure if I'll be able to get that kind of money, but probably at least 120 if I go the eBay route. Got another Wii over there. I paid I think $9.99 at Savers. It was loose, but I have enough wires and Wiimotes and all that to make it complete. Under it's a copy of Chronology. Paid like $1 at Goodwill. That I'll go for like 30 nowadays. Closer, got a PS2. That I think that was just another random yard sale. I think I paid $20 with like a bunch of games. And then next to that's the Xbox 360. I picked that up last weekend. That was $35. It came with some of these controllers. Came with the wired controller. Came with like this shiny blue one. I'm not sure where it is. It must be downstairs. I probably left a bunch of stuff downstairs as well. But it was a Halo 4 controller, like limited edition. And then it came with an Xbox One controller for some reason. This is an Xbox One wired controller. And then I think it came with this. Something else might have came with this. I did get a couple wired white controllers. Those ones are definitely worth more. I think about $40 usually for those because they work with PC. And you don't need batteries, and it's just as good a controller as the wireless one. Try to move these out of the way. Then back over there, got a wireless router. I paid $5 for that at a yard sale. It's an Apple Airport Express. That'll go for, I think I just sold one for like $30 a few weeks ago. Next to that, we got another copy of Adventure Time Card Wars. I think I had this in the last video. I picked that up. I picked up Pokemon Junior Adventure Game. This I got at a local thrift store for $2. They'll go for about like 15. Card Wars I got with like a bunch of other like random little card games that I think sold, and there's 3 copies of Risk in the middle there, and some books, those 2 books over here, as well as like 4 or 5 other books that already sold at it was like a church yard sale, and then at like noon it was just fill a bag for $10. I think I also got some Rock Band and Guitar Hero stuff that's already gone. So that was a decent deal. I got a Bakugan thing. I don't usually get this stuff, but it was sealed. I couldn't find it anywhere. Some of these sealed ones can go for like $25-30. Hoping for that. Also got a Shoutmon figure as a Digimon Fusion figure. Now, like 2 years ago, when I think this show was on, I think it might have ended, but these figures, like all the Digimon Fusion stuff was like pretty cheap. I think it was still in production then, but now it's like kind of hard to find. I'm sure there's still like plenty of like cheap ones, but that one I couldn't find a sold listing, and I couldn't find an active listing anywhere, so I'm hoping like 30, 40, maybe even 50 for it. Back there, another copy of Snorta. Finally a complete one, or I made it complete with like the 4 parts copies I have. I think the game's come down a little bit since then. I think they reprinted it again, but I think that'll still go for about 30. Got a couple hats, Diamond Supply Co. orange one over there. It won't go for too much. I think it's like $12-15, and then a dope hat. Not really familiar with the brand or whatever, but looks like that. Yeah, I'll go for about like $12 as well. Or I got a couple Atari games. Worm War 1. It's about a $10 game. I got that for $1.99 Savers. They had a ton of Atari games, but these are the only 2 worth grabbing. And then a boxed copy of Frogger, which actually it also came with an Atari 400 or 800 or XE copy of Asteroids. I think this goes for like maybe 10-ish. The box copy of Frogger will go, I think, around like 15. Go over the Polaroids. This is kind of a cool one. Polaroid Spectre First Edition in like this gold coloring. I've got the black one, but I'm not really sure how much the gold one will go for. It's not in like the best shape, as you can see, like the scratches, but I think at least $35-40, which is what the Spectres are going for now. Got a Polaroid 300. I paid $20 for this because these are still like semi-popular. Works well. Came with another thing of film. There's still a bunch of film in it. I think they took 1 picture and got bored with it or whatever. That'll go for about $50. Got a Polaroid Spectre 2. This one's not very popular, but I paid $3 at a yard sale. Pretty much just to incentivize them to go inside and get some video games they said they had. They didn't seem like they kind of wanted to, but I bought this, and then they seemed to perk right up. The games they had weren't that great. I think I got like 1 copy of Battlefront 2 for PS2. Polaroid Impulse. Probably just got this at a yard sale for like $1. I don't really remember. I think it's been a while. Actually, this might have been the same yard sale. I think I got this and that one for like a few dollars. Polaroid One Step. Doesn't look in great condition. Came with one of these attachable flashes. These you can get like a decent amount of money for, like anywhere between like $15 and like $50. I'm not really familiar with this one, but I tested it. It works. So hopefully get like a decent amount. And got a Barbie Polaroid. That was like, I think that was like $9 or $8 at Savers. But I might have had a 20% off coupon. And then next to that is a Polaroid 1/600. I paid $5 at a yard sale. She also gave me a bunch of empty DS cases I'll show you in a minute. But her dad was there, and I guess he lived across the street. So he went across the street and he's like, oh, I have one too. He came out with a much better one. It's a Polaroid Spectra Onyx edition with the case, missing the strap on the back strap, but that's fine. I haven't tested it, but looks in decent condition. I think last time I had one I sold it for like $50, so hoping around there. Polaroid One Step, that was actually, I think the autofocus, yeah, this is the one that came with the Nintendos. This one goes for like 40, 50 sometimes. And then the One Step behind it, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure I just grabbed it at a yard sale for like a couple bucks. Actually, yeah, I grabbed it with, which I didn't even show you guys. There's a PS3 over here. I grabbed it with the PS3. I paid, I think, $2 for the Polaroid, and there was a multifamily thing. So then I bought a PS3 for $40, and then paid another $3 for another game. And then I should have picked up another game they had. It was a lot of Harry Potter stuff, but I ended up leaving it. So that's the end of the Polaroid, so I'll just continue over here. Got a Duncan Yo-Yo. This was like 50 cents. I got this with a box of games that I'll show you in a minute. I think I paid $10 for the box of games, and yeah, I think I gave them 50 cents after for this. And then this was cool. I paid like $15 for these 3 guides and like a stack of GameCube games, like 4 or 5 games, but most of them are already gone. But this is really cool. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. It's like a little beat up. I think it had a poster maybe. I forget. But yeah, it looks in decent condition besides like the cover. I think this will go for like 40 maybe. But also got Majora's Mask, also kind of beat up. I think that'll go for like 10. And then Donkey Kong 64. With Toys R Us exclusive stickers. Oh my gosh. Let's take a look and see if they're still in here. Yep, look at that. Oh. So that's cool. Yeah, and I think this it has the map too. I think this one goes for about like 10, 15 bucks as well. And then just a Halo 2 guide came with the Xbox games that I got the Yo-Yo with. I got a ton of iPods. I've already shipped out like 4 or 5 that I got. I didn't even realize I had these 3. Like I just emptied a box, and the 3 of them were in the bottom of the box. So I think I got one. I think I got these 2 from the people I got the Xbox from. I think I paid like 10 or 15 for those 2. Not even sure how much I paid for those. This one I think I paid 10 bucks for. So I think it's an 80 gig. So that'll go for like 100 bucks. I think I got the Shuffle and this boxed 120 gig for $10 at a yard sale. Just sold that for 140, I think, minus like all the fees. And then this will go for like 30 or 40. It's only a 1 gig. But then I paid 10 bucks for, I got this iPod complete in the thing. I got a Xbox 360 wireless controller, a white one without a battery. And then there's some red sleeves over there that had some Xbox games. So I got all that for 10 bucks. Controllers around here somewhere in pile of controllers. And then yeah, that's it for the iPods. And then I got a couple things of ink. I think I also got these 2 calculators, or the Casio maybe. And a copy of Pirateer over there, just one of the 3. and maybe like a copy of like Milborn's or something, I'm not really sure, at an estate sale for, I paid 15. Yeah, 15 for that. They wanted like $10 each for the ink, but I managed to get them to go a lot cheaper. Frog Scout Robin, it's a Muppets figure by, I think, Palisades. Yeah, so I had one of these like 4 or 5 years ago. It was the saxophone player. His name escapes me right now. Sax player in the band for the Muppets. That sold for like 115. Looks like this one might go between like 80 and 100. The box is a little beat up, but still, I guess these were pretty limited run, and they look like decent figures. So there's that. Got a copy of Conker's Bad Fur Day boxed. It's probably one of the best finds in here. That came with the N64 that I paid. I think it said 15. That sounds about right. I paid 15. Also came with Wave Race 64 and one controller. But yeah, the box is, you know, it's a little worn, but it's complete. It's got the manual. It's got like some inserts. I forget if there's like a map or something in there too. But yeah, so I was pretty excited to find that. It's pretty valuable. That will probably go for like 130 to 150. Yeah, so that was an awesome find. I still have to make sure the game works, actually. I just haven't plugged it in. As you can see, I'm kind of out of room. So get some memory cards. These came with the GameCube, and one of these came with a copy of The Sims that I'll show you in a bit. I already sold one of these ones for like $2. These will go for like 12 to 15, the black ones. Then we can go through some of the... So the lot I got that was with the Super Nintendo also had it also had these Game Boy games, except for Mary Kate and Ashley came with a Game Boy Color that I got at Savers, I think for like 10 or 15. That sold for 40. This will go for like nothing. I'll probably have it forever. Got a copy of Phantasy Star that actually I bought, or Phantasy Star Collection that I got at Savers with a copy of Lunar Legends. I think I paid 8 for one and 10 for the other. Yeah, I think this goes for like 20, 25. I don't 100% remember. And then yeah, back to that lot with the GameCube and the Super Nintendo. Came with these PSP games. I actually don't even know what they are. We got Need for Speed Underground Rivals, ATV Off-Road Fury, Blazing Trails, and NBA something or other. And then as you can see over there, I got a Game Shark Pro. I think it came with the link cable. So it came with a ton of these link cables. I already sold 2. I sold the GameCube one. I sold just another one of these 4-prong ones. But it came with a link cable that has this. I think this is specifically for the Game Shark. I think you plug it into your computer. And then you can upload new ones. Usually... I don't know, the ones I've seen that do that, actually, this might be for an N64 one. I'm not like 100% sure, actually. But I'm pretty sure it's for the Game Shark or came with the Game Shark. But, yeah, each one of these cables goes for about like 10, 15 bucks usually. But yeah, back over there, got a copy of Pokemon Blue. Labels ripped, got a copy of Super Mario Bros. Deluxe and Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. That's already sold for like 12 bucks. And then I think this random memory card also was part of that. It was a Xbox 360, the original version. These usually sell for about 10 bucks. And then what was the other one? I think these ones are actually UMDs, like the movies. I mean, obviously the UMDs. Got Spider-Man 2. Triple X, and the Bourne Identity. So, you know, these will go for like 2 or 3 bucks. These actually do end up selling okay. Sometimes better than the games. Which I think actually was the deal with the PSP, was like the movies were selling better than the games. But anyway, so with that 360, I actually got 2 of these. One was the white one, and then this is the black one. They both work fine. I'm not really sure why they had 2. But The other one I sold for 25. This one will probably sell for 25 as well. This one takes a little bit longer just because in the search on Amazon, this one's lower. I've got a Sony headset. It's just, actually, I mean, it's just a pair of headphones. I wasn't sure how much it would go for, but sealed Sony stuff typically sells, so I just grabbed it. It looks like around like 25 maybe, I'm not really sure. Next to that, a couple Wavebirds that also came with the GameCube and the Super Nintendo. Unfortunately, no receivers, which is a real big bummer. So I got a stack of Sega Pico games. I looked all over the store. I asked like every employee if they actually had the Pico, but I could not find it. I unfortunately don't have one anymore. I think I just sold the one I had like 2 months ago. So I actually can't test any of these games. I know I have a friend who said they had it as a kid, but I don't think they still have it. But anyway, this is the stack. I paid the top 3 games were $3.99, and then they came 2 in a bag for $3.99. So like paid an okay amount. Some of them I probably should have just left, but whatever. So this one on top I think is the most valuable. It's Smart Alex and Alice Curious Kids. I looked it up. It looks like anywhere from like 30 or 40 bucks. Maybe with the box it'd be closer to 40. But yeah, so we got that. I got Magic Crayons, which won't go for much. The Muppets on the Go. I'm not really sure about that. Another copy of Magic Crayons. Richard Scarry's Huckle and Lily's Busiest Day Ever. This one actually comes with the Pico usually. Got a couple manuals. That's what made me think that they actually had it, because like they have the manual. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess not. I thought that was the manual for the system. But anyway, we got A Year at Pooh Corner, which I think I still have a copy of. Mickey's Blast into the Past, which I also think I have a copy of. Math Antics with 101 Dalmatians, which I think I actually sold. And then Tales and the Music Maker, which I think might be like semi-valuable, maybe like 15, 20 bucks. I mean, most Pico games go for like 10 bucks each. Magic Crayons will probably go for less, but yeah, so that was cool. I don't know when I'll find a Pico next to test them, so those might sit around forever, but yeah, okay find. So got a couple different copies of Risk Lord of the Rings. Got the trilogy edition on the bottom, and then get it's French and English on the top. Probably sold in like Canada. Paid like $1 or $2 each for those. Go for like around 30-ish. I think I'm gonna FBA both of those today. Got an upside down copy of Cash Flow for Kids. Those 3 copies of Risk I mentioned earlier. One of the copies of the Pirateer I mentioned earlier. And then I'm just getting a couple more. It goes for like 25, 30. I think I'm gonna FBA all 3 of those. A game called Potion Explosion. I got that for $8 at Goodwill. I literally got there like 15, 20 seconds too late. Like I shouldn't have been looking at the DVDs as long as I did. This lady had a copy of Castles of Burgundy in her cart, and she was scanning all this other stuff. I managed to grab this before she did. I think this only goes for about 30 bucks, and it's blocked on Amazon, so I'll have to sell it on eBay. I might actually just check like if it's a fun game. I'm not really familiar with Come On, I guess is the name of the publisher. So maybe it's actually a good game. I'll just have to look it up and see. Get a copy of What Were You Thinking? That Wizards of the Coast like trivia game. That still goes for about like 40, 45. And then got Nintendo Monopoly. That was complete, surprising. I think it actually had an extra Master Sword token, which is really cool. So I'll probably just try and sell that by itself. I think that anywhere between like 50 and 100. There are newer versions of it, but sometimes people like these older ones. Just really depends on who finds it. Something I'm not like 100% proud of. Trump the Game. That I think I paid like a $1 at a yard sale this weekend. It's sealed. It'll probably go for like, I think between like 50 and 100 sealed. I think used copies go for like 40. And you know, before he became president, before he was running for president, this was like a $10 game. These sealed copies were like a $20 game. But I mean, I guess if there was like an Obama the game, like people would have bought that too. So anyway, Cash Flow for Kids, another copy of that, and then on top of that, a dual disc that I got at a yard sale. I think I got that with a copy of Lord of the Rings, and it's, I don't know where it is. It's probably, I probably threw it in the closet. There was a copy of Key to the Kingdom that I grabbed. It was not complete, but, and it looks like they bought it at Savers. But I thought I had a copy, which I don't remember if I even looked for, but I might be able to complete that. But I think I paid $15 for the two games, the dual disc, and I actually think one of those little solitaire games was also part of that. So I'll go through the RPG books and then we'll go through the video games. Oh geez, that is heavy. So this lady had like, she had like a ton of anime stuff. I guess she said she used to sell them at like the conventions or whatever, but I wasn't really interested in most of that. Like anime's just gotten like, anime and manga has gotten like a little too far away from me, and it just like takes forever to like scan or go through them to see like what's valuable. So I've kind of like stopped looking at them, like manga especially. Like I think it's just become so popular that like it's harder and harder to find valuable copies of like books that like people want. So I kind of like stopped bothering. But she did have this pile of RPG books. It said $5 a book. I think all but the bottom 4 came from her. I just said, do you want $25 for all of it? And she probably hadn't sold one of them yet, so she said yeah. So I got a bunch. So actually on top's a riddle book, which was actually kind of fun. We spent like 20 minutes going through that. That won't go for much. And some of these like mini RPGs. So we got Ninja Burger, Daggers at Midnight, Thief's Gold, Treachery, Reward, Blood on the White Petals, The Dasho and the Ninja, The Prison City of Hell's Reach. So I don't think any of these really go for too much, like a few bucks a piece. Might just lot them together and try and get like 20 bucks. This actually came with the ones on the bottom I'll show you. This is a graphic novel of the Hedge Knight. It's part of the Game of Thrones universe. George R.R. Martin. So I'm gonna probably give this a read. I don't know anything about the Hedge Knight. I watch the show, I don't read the books, so I don't know. So then these all were part of the 25 bucks, except for the bottom ones. I think I've already sold a couple. There were like a couple D&D ones in here that went for a bunch. It was like Sandstorm and something else. So we got Tribe Book, Black Furies, Battle Dragons, Mob War, which I think this might be Shadowrun. Yep, Shadowrun. Shadows of the Underworld, the Sunless Citadel. Actually, there were also a couple Dungeon Master screens. They both sold for like 40 bucks. I guess like I think one was 3rd edition, one was 4th edition. So I mean the 5th edition screen's only like 10 bucks, so it's kind of surprised. So anyway, Dragon Hunt, Song and Silence, Encyclopedia Arcane Familiars, Quintessential Druid, In No Mine, I think I'm pronouncing that, Steve Jackson's games. So that's like the Munchkins guys, or guy. Werewolf, The Forsaken, Savage Species, Monster Manual, Steve Jackson's GURPS. I think this is a Shadowrun screen. I mean, it looks a lot like Shadowrun. But it didn't come with the retail thing, so I'm gonna have to like figure this one out. I don't think Shadowrun's like anywhere near as popular as it used to be, so it probably won't go for too much. Most of these books don't go for like a crazy amount, but some are in like the 20, 30, 40 range. Unfortunately, like these like 3rd edition for some reason are blocked. Like a lot of them are blocked on Amazon, so I'm gonna have to go to eBay for some of these. Like there are like secondary listings, but like no one's ever bought them. So that's super annoying. This is one of the more expensive ones. I think Book of Vile Darkness, I think that's like a $40 one. And Book of Exalted Deeds, I think is also like a $40 one. Unearthed Arcana, Oriental Adventures, and then I think that's the end of that lot. And these are the ones I got with Henry and that Batman game. So I also thought I grabbed the like introductory book to Exalted, which is why I grabbed this, but I can't find it. I think I might have left it on the ground at the yard sale, but oh well. So a free introductory kit to that. Ghost Dog Way the Samurai. I think this was like a movie. I mean, that's Forrest Whitaker. And, like, this all looks like movie junk. When I looked it up, there was like DVDs and stuff. But I guess they made an RPG of this. This looks like it goes for like $25. There was another one called Anointed, I think. That already sold for like $20, $25. Mutants and Masterminds, Gimmick's Guide to Gadgets. I'm not really familiar with that at all. And a Mutants and Masterminds 2nd edition book. I think there was even another RPG book. I'm not really sure what it was or where it is. But I think I already sold it, I guess. So I think that leaves just these games. Just these like 5 or 6 stacks of games. So actually these are all empty, but these came with the blue Polaroid camera. It was a bunch of games. Only one of them ended up being there, and then I left it because I just asked, like, if you're gonna throw these away, like, I'll just take them. She was like, oh yeah, here you go. So would have really liked Kirby's Mass Attack because I don't think I haven't played it, so I would have held on to this. But anyway, these are all empty. So Smart Girls Playhouse 2. This I was really disappointed. Professor Layton and Around Future. This was the Tinkerbell that was empty. There was another one that was like Pirates or something. Think Smart, Scribblenauts, Harry Potter, Years 5 to 7, Cooking Mama 2, and Bejeweled Twisted. And also there was a Mario Kart DS, but I had a loose copy of it, so I just completed that. See, this is probably gonna fall over, but you know, let's do it. Did it, you guys. We did it. Alright. These Wii Sports, like, one of them I got with the big lot of stuff, and the other one I got with one of the Wiis. Decent condition on those. These are those red sleeved ones I mentioned. So Left 4 Dead 2, it's already sold for 10, 11 maybe. Grand Theft Auto 5, there's only disc 1, or disc 2. So it's the play disc, but not the install disc. So I might have to hold on to that. Or maybe I'll try and sell it on eBay as is. Modern Warfare 2. There was also a copy of like some Forza game that ended up being like super broken. I don't know how I didn't notice it. So Imagine Resort Owner, iCarly 2. Show you the others in a minute. This was the Forza game. Also came with those that wasn't broken. Horizon 2. I think this one actually goes for like 25 or 30 bucks. Saints Row the Third. And yeah, some of these came in like music CD ones. I think that, yeah, there was another Forza in here that was broken. The empty case that I filled, yeah, so I think I bought a DS, and then I think I just like grabbed all these games with it. So another copy of Mario Kart DS, Yoshi's Island DS, Mario and Sonic London 2012. I don't really remember where I got Gran Turismo. Battle of Middle Earth, I think this was at Savers, probably $4. Strikers 1945, that came with a bunch of the Xbox games over there. I think this one goes for like 15 maybe. Busy Scissors, Puppy Playtime, Madden 09, and Phineas and Ferb. NASCAR Thunder 2003, this came with the Super Nintendo. So we got SSX Tricky. Some of these don't look great. I would bet only a couple of these work. The Sims I actually got with the memory card at Salvation Army for like $1 or $2. Then Soul Calibur 2, I think it was Super Monkey Ball 2, Super Monkey Ball 1, Crazy Taxi, Tony Hawk's Underground, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. The guy wasn't home. I would bet he sold off most of his other stuff just looking at it. But the memory cards that these came with had like a ton of great stuff. It had other Zeldas, it had other Marios, Mario Party. So it's kind of a shame I only managed to get like a small pile, but I think they would have all been trashed anyway based off of how some of those look. So most of this I got for $10 at a yard sale. Halo, just like a PC copy. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be more discs to that or not. War of the Ring actually got at Savers for like $1.99. Call of Duty United Offense. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got Star Wars, the Blu-ray DVD set. I think I actually bought this like for like $100 like a couple years ago. I think this goes for like 30 or 40 right now. Grand Theft Auto 5, $5 I got. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I'm gonna hold on to this. I haven't played it yet. Unfortunately, I think the code for Modern Warfare, which would the main reason I would have bought that new, was used. Maze Runner, Need for Speed Underground, Halo 2, Need for Speed Underground 2, Ghost Recon, Halo 3 Essentials, which I'm not really sure what the deal with that is actually. Tony Hawk's Underground 2, Call of Duty 2, Mercenaries, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Ghost Recon 2, Battlefield 2. Super Mario Galaxy I actually got in California a few, like over a month ago. Geez, actually, it's probably been 5 weeks since I filmed an episode of this. Went out to Back to the Beach, which is a big like ska concert. Watched a bunch of bands. Met up with some friends. Yeah, it was a pretty good time. Dexter, Lost Frontier, and Wii Music. Then we'll go through the older games last. So unless they're just trash Polaroids. Oh geez. The struggle, you guys. The struggle. This is the longest thing I've ever filmed. Okay, Just Dance 3. Monster High. This was like $2 Savers. They'll go for like 12. Mario Kart Wii. I think that actually came with the GameCube games. Wii Sports. I think that also came with GameCube games. These are the games I got with the PS3. We got Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for PS3. I'll probably get a hold on to this, get the trophies. Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2. And then there was also Half-Blood Prince, which I have not gotten, which I haven't played and I haven't gotten the Platinum for, so I was actually kind of bummed, but it was the old style PS3 case, so I couldn't remember if it had trophies or not. I should have just grabbed it. The PS3 games on, the Harry Potter PS3 games usually sell decently, so. Then I got a small stack of Wii games from this lady for $6. I was trying to buy a bunch for $15. She didn't have change, and I just left the ones that weren't really that valuable. And I probably wouldn't have even made like the $10 difference. But Punch Out, that'll go for 10. I already sold Twilight Princess for 17, and New Super Mario Bros. For 18. And then also Mario Kart Wii and Elmo's A to Zoo Adventure. And then more games. Halo 3. Some of these probably, I think some of these came with that lot with the other Xbox games. I just hadn't tested those other ones yet. Oh, jeez. The Spawn Armageddon. I think that came inside the 360. Actually, yeah, these came with the 360, actually. Gears of War 2, Sonic Generations, Left 4 Dead 2. I guess I didn't realize I had another copy of this, so that's good. Selling a lot of copies of it. One of my last videos, I showed you I bought like a stack of sealed ones. I only have one of those left. So yeah, Puss in Boots, Bloody Roar I actually got at a yard sale for $1. He brought out a ton of games. He said some guy from Craigslist was going to come meet him and buy them all, but he was like an hour late, so he showed them to me. This was the only game worth getting. Everything else was like sports or whatever. So that'll go for like 12 or 15. Superstar TV. I think I just grabbed like a small group of games at a yard sale. I paid like $2. I think this was the other one, Cabela's African Adventures. Gonna have to platinum that, obviously. And I think these were the ones that came with those other Xbox games. So Trivial Pursuit, that'll go for about 10. King Kong goes for about 10. Public Commando, that's come down a lot. I think it's only like a $12, $15 game now. This came with the those guides, the Zelda guides. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, this just sold for 19. I sold Metroid Prime for 19 earlier, and Zelda Ocarina of Time with Master Quest, that sold, and Wind Waker, I think those both sold for like 30. So Halo 3, man, these are all upside down. Armored Core 9-Breaker, which I don't remember where I got that. I think this is like one of the few Armored Core games still worth anything. Ghost Recon Jungle Storm, NCAA March Madness 2003, Perfect Dark in a steel case, Wii Sports Resort. I got a small group of PS4 games at Savers. They were between like $5 and $8. I grabbed this. I actually have this from PlayStation Plus, so I'm gonna sell this. That'll be like 15, I think. Uncharted. It's actually only like $12, $13 now. Guitar Hero Metallica. I'll probably get like $10 for that. And Just Cause 2. And I think that was everything. I'm sure there's stuff downstairs I forgot. There's also like a box of like wires and controllers. There's controllers over there. So it's like a real hot mess in here, you guys. So that's the rest of my day, just going through all this. This video probably won't even go up for like 2 or 3 weeks. I just edited another one. I'm gonna try and get that up. But yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for enduring that. Just gonna interrupt real quick. Realized I didn't go over this pile. So before the goodbye, I can go over this. So these came with the Xbox 360. We got the Lion King and Vector Man 2. Paid $1 each for those. These are the 2 games that came with the Super Nintendo. At least the 2 Super Nintendo games that came with the Super Nintendo. We got Super Mario World and Street Fighter 2 with the dust cover. It's got a small pile of games at Salvation Army. I think they were each $1.99. I got a Earthworm Jim, a pretty rough copy of Super Mario All-Stars / Super Mario World. Adventure Island with a little Princess Peach sticker on there. Just Mario, not the Duck Hunt one, came with the manual. We got Legacy of the Wizard, this also has the manual. The Little Mermaid, and then these came with the Nintendos, the 2 Nintendos that I got. I forget if I mentioned, but yeah, it was like $26 with the Polaroid. So we got Knight Rider, Double Dragon, this was separate actually, Friday the 13th, Mario Duck Hunt, and boxed copy of Top Gun the Second Mission, but no manual. I actually might have a manual. And then last, I got Bubble Bobble for $2 at another yard sale. She said she had 1 Nintendo game. She came back with this. She said she had a couple others, but she was still playing them. So she gave me this, and yeah, back to me saying goodbye. Before this is any longer, like, subscribe, comment, share, and yeah, everyone have a great day.